This is Akansha Rathi, founder of Akansha Rathi and Associates, ARACS, a boutique legal advisory firm in practice since the last 12 years. We specialize in the fundraising compliances like drafting of investor agreements and the fundraising documents and all the investor related documents with respect to the fundraising. For example, share certificates, private placement documents, the private placement memorandum. Today we are going to talk about Employee Stock Option Plan or Employee Stock Option Scheme, ESOP. So ESOP is basically a tool which is used by a new age or startup companies to retain employees and incentivize them, as they do not have the immediate cash flows to pay the high salaries. So generally these employees are granted options, employee stock options, which will convert into shares at a later date. So the later date is the vesting period, which could be 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, depending on what the negotiations are between the company and the employees. As per the Companies Act, minimum vesting period is 1 year. So that means only after 1 year the options can convert into shares. Generally, the options convert into shares on payment of a purchase price or exercise price, as it is called, which is generally the face value or an amount lesser than the face value. Then only it incentivizes the employees. Otherwise, if the exercise price is the same as the market value, then there is no benefit to the employees. So the vesting period and the exercise price and all the methodologies on how to implement the ESOP are mentioned in a document, in a legal document, which is called the ESOP scheme. So we work with companies to draft the ESOP scheme and how to implement those clauses and how to properly effect the criteria around the ESOP. So we are going to now discuss about what happens to the employee stock options if the employee leaves the organization during the vesting period. So if the employee leaves the organization or is resigned or resigns from the organization due to integrity issues or professional misconduct, then all the options granted to him will lapse and then he will not be entitled to any shares. So that way ESOP covers all the possible eventualities in case the employee does not work according to the culture of the organization. But if the employee resigns from the company without, not due to any professional misconduct or not due to any integrity issues, then all the options that are vested in him till the date of his resignation will remain with him and he can convert them into shares at any later stage. So this is how generally the ESOP scheme is drafted in case the employee leaves the organization. So ESOP is a very important tool to retain the employees, as I mentioned earlier. And just to give an example, Flipkart has a ESOP pool of 17,000 crores. So you can imagine the value ESOP pool can create for its employees. ESOPs can also be granted to employees of subsidiary companies. So, an employees of holding company can be granted options of subsidiary companies. So, if the company sees more value in the shares of the subsidiary company, but the employees are on the payroll of the holding company can grant ESOP options of subsidiary companies subject to the necessary compliance. So, look forward to drafting the ESOP scheme for any of the new age companies.